Eris, writer for Bad Astra, and I am a professional hair menace. The ginger era is about to end, so theoretically speaking, this is not going to go bad. But, you know, every chaos hour is destined to go bad in some sort of way, you know. There's nothing I can do. I'm a mess. The plan is to lighten this up enough to where the orange won't cancel out the blue tones in the color that I have, because those are opposites on the color hair wheel, even though cyan is the opposite of orange in terms of proper pigments. But we're just going to skip over all of that, and we're just going to go for it. I've done my hair several different colors. I've had pink, I've had green, I've had blue. Oh my god, I did silver in college. Ugh. And I also did a very fiery red with ginger. Or no, it was even just red. It was just like fire engine red with bangs. That was a time. What are the weapons of my destruction? I have the Age Beautiful Ultra Blonde in Hyperlift Ash Blonde. Ash is going to have blue tones, so then it'll neutralize the ginger. This is going to be my powdered bleach. This is the only little bottle of 30 developer that I have, so I'm hoping this will be enough for the high lift if I need it. Otherwise, I am pretty well stocked with the 20 developer that I'll be using on the blonde door. I also have the dye that I will be using that you do not get to see yet. I have gloves, because you shouldn't put chemicals directly on your hands, like safety first. And then I also have my gross bowls and my gross brushes. Listen, changing my hair color always signals an emotional disaster, even if I didn't anticipate it. This time I thought for sure, I was like, no, I'm picking a hair color not because I'm having a breakdown, but because I want to. And then like 2 days later, I had an emotional breakdown. And then 2 days later, I had another one. And I've just constantly been in a state of breakdown since last Tuesday's therapy session. We also have a tricky situation because not only am I ginger, but this is layers of professional hair coloring, at least 2 box dyes, and then 2 sessions of henna dye as well. So I've just got like a chemical nightmare hidden in these layers of secrets. I probably also have like spots from when I didn't properly bleach it the last time, but oh yeah, look at those little stripies. Maybe I'll have a happy ending for this video. Maybe I won't, who knows? I have been told again and again by the hair Buddha himself that small, fine sections are the way to go. Have I ever had a balayage? No. Have I watched one video about how to do a balayage and now I'm deeply confident in my abilities despite having no previous experience? Absolutely. I have a plastic bowl and my gross bleach brush. The bristles are clean, the rest of it is not. Which, you know, this is the breakdown brush. Dust-free formula. Sure. So we got 1 to 1.5, so that's 2 fluid ounces. Let's go with 2 ounces of bleach, and then 2 times 1.5. 2 times 1.5 is 5? Since times... No, 1.5 would be 2 plus half of 2, which is 1. It's 3. Humans made up math. And that's apparently what we use to describe nature. So the question is, did we make up math to describe nature, or did nature make up math for us to therefore discover and develop?
Star.
Since you don't want to run out of bleach in the middle of the process, because otherwise bad things happen. You get pregnant and you die. Don't do this at home. It kind of, okay, so I can smell the ammonia, but it also kind of smells fruity. Yeah, it smells a little fruity. This part line is not going to be straight, but nor am I. You couldn't see my pants. Oh, you can't see my pants. Hell yeah, I'm taking them off. Yeah, that's a fine enough section. I'll go back now. This is it. There's the ammonia. Remember when I said it smells mostly nice and you can't really smell the ammonia? LOL.
So we all know that bleach makes your hair lighter and damages it beyond repair, but how does it do that? Bleach is typically made of sodium hypochlorite. This compound doesn't work on its own, however, since hair dyeing, again, is a chemical reaction. So once you combine it with hydrogen peroxide, you get a chemical reaction that ends in sodium chlorate and water. So this is the balanced equation in math form and in picture form. Believe it or not, I don't understand either of them because if you forgot, I struggled with 1.5 times 2 earlier and it is genuinely the most embarrassing thing ever. But I can't tell you with words what happens with this chemical reaction. First, the chemicals have a dance party in the mixing bowl that is non-metallic where they start doing their reaction thing.
This channel's all about
friction
around and finding out, and boy howdy, am I about to find out.
Non-metallic is important because the process of oxidization changes with a metal bowl, making it do weird things to your hair that you didn't intend, as the oxidization from the bleach is the thing that melts the melanin molecules in your hair. Like a good chemist, control your variables. So once you have the bleach on your hair, the hydrogen peroxide lifts the hair cuticles so the sodium hypochlorite can penetrate the hair and melt the melanin that gives your hair its color. Melanin is a class of polymers, so when you're trying to add that to the formula, the internet says,
quack.
I know. So we're keeping it simple in this equation, both for your sake and mine. As the chemical reaction continues, all that heat helps the sodium hypochlorite and hydrogen peroxide to fall in love and make sodium chlorate and water. Sodium chlorate is an herbicide that is non-selective and can kill through root absorption, though water is significantly less dangerous. I will say drinking this water will result in you herbiciding your insides because, you know, it's still mixed in with water at that point.
I like this. What did I ever do to God to get to this point?
0 out of 10, do not recommend. How can you protect yourself, though, while having this chemical reaction on your head that starts getting really hot and very uncomfortable if you do it wrong? Well, the internet will tell you to put coconut oil on your hair so the bleach doesn't damage it. Which is absolutely correct, because coconut oil prevents the bleach from lifting up the cuticle layer and getting into the melanin. So it'll do a great job of preventing damage by literally not making the bleach go into your hair and do its job.
I'm embarrassed of how far I have fallen.
If you're going to use coconut oil or petroleum jelly or any substance as a barrier, use it on your skin so the bleach doesn't leave a chemical burn. You only want chemical reactions on your hair so the color lifts, so this is good when you dye your hair because permanent hair dye goes through a similar chemical reaction, though it is far less destructive because it's depositing pigments and oftentimes has less of all of those chemicals. I've learned the hard way, though, that those pigments get deposited into your skin, too. You'll see that later. There are 3 different kinds of dye. There are semi-permanent, demi-permanent, and permanent. There's also a thing called temporary, but it's the same thing as semi-permanent dye, so we're not going to worry about it. There's another hydrogen peroxide reaction because of the developer used in demi and permanent dyes. It lifts the cuticle layer again and deposits color into the empty tube that is your hair. Those dye molecules expand after the break-in, making it more difficult to wash out. Semi-permanent dyes typically have little to no hydrogen peroxide, so they stay on the upper layer of the hair, which means they wash out quickly. They often have conditioning agents too, so they don't actually harm your hair. But if you don't put products in your hair after a bleach, like oils or conditioners or anything that will cover the cuticle or fill in the hair itself, Semi-permanent can still penetrate the cuticle layer because it's not closed and the hair is an empty tube ready to
fill her up.
Once you get that color in, you'll need to rehydrate the hair so it doesn't dehydrate. Leave-in conditioners, natural oils like coconut oil from earlier, and other products that go into the hair are great to use to help your hair recover from the unforgivable crimes you've committed.
Almost done with 1/4 of my head. This is a kind of big section. Oh,
Star. Quack.
all of my bleach is on the ground.
Again, I'm not a professional hairstylist. I'm just some person on the internet doing my hair and telling you about it. This is what works for me, and I highly encourage you to do your own research and go to a salon if you can afford it, since there's a lower chance that a professional will destroy your hair. Just, make sure you read the reviews first.
Oh my god. Welcome to Chaos Hour. Just when you thought it was going to be fine, it very quickly does not become fine. That's, sometimes how life is. Sometimes life just, decides to punch you in the face. Which is why I dye my hair fun colors.
And at the end of the day, always remember that taking advice from random strangers on the internet is not a good idea.
Alright. Section 2. Probably shouldn't have combined it with Section 1.
What have I done?
Oh, instructions. I just want to read these. I'm illiterate. So the High Lift toner, the High Lift Ash Blonde, is working to get rid of the orange. The transformation is almost complete. Things are kind of a mess. My hair, at least at the end, is not feeling too hot. What have I done? Ta-da! What have I learned from having another emotional breakdown in which I dye my hair? Not much. I think also just doing another wash on it helped a lot. However, I have discovered in this heat wave, if it's
Friction.
hot outside and you freshly dyed your hair, sometimes it dyes your skin green because you're sweating in the 90-something degree weather. So that's fun. Oh, I'm a smoothie person now too. So I guess I'm getting healthier. Hopefully you can see that it is more teal. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Chaos Hour with your favorite writer, Eris. We'll have more scripts out eventually. So, like, comment, subscribe, turn this on in the background on a different tab, and just continuously watch it so then we can get our watch hours up. Bada bing, bada boom.
The power of math is a curious thing. Make a one man weep, make another man sing. Check your hunch, numbers the right path. Prove what you're feeling, that's the power of math. That's the power of math.